Greetings comic book fans and welcome to the Dude Cave. I'm Jason and this is Dude's Comic Haul for the first week of December 2015. December already, we're on the countdown to the end of the year. I'm back with a haul video. I haven't done one for a few weeks. 1 week I overslept because I do nights now, so I overslept, so I got my comics late, so I wasn't able to do a haul video. And 1 week there was a power cut and my comic shop didn't open till later, so things just conspired against me doing videos. But here I am back, a day late, a dollar short, but I'm back. It was another big week. Last week was a monster week. I had 24 books. This week we got 19. Where's the small weeks gone? You know, I love my comics, and the way I always justify it in my head is that I don't really spend my money on much else. I don't drink. I don't go out socialising or drinking or for meals out. I don't go to strip clubs. I don't partake with hookers. I don't smoke. So all those usual things that would take up your money, you know, women, booze and drugs, I don't do none of those. So, you know, my money that I would spend on all those different things go into comics. Plus me and my wife, we haven't got kids yet. Once we have kids, it may change, you know, where my money goes. Because kids eat up a lot of money, but right now I have, you know, that's the only thing I really spend money on is my comics. So, you know, that's the way I justify it. But even me, the last couple of weeks, I'm kind of questioning and looking at my pull list and thinking, can I cut some of these books? Because I've got a pretty good pull list right now. I really enjoy the books I get, but I don't like these big weeks. Not from the fact I still enjoy my comics, but it becomes more of a chore reading them because there's so many books and you want to get through them for the next, so you can get up to the next weeks, and you just find about all week trying to get these books read. Every spare moment you're trying to read these books, so like lots of other stuff will kind of fall by the wayside because you're trying to get through your books. For me, the weeks where I have 8 to 10 books, that's the perfect number for me. I can get through those books in a few days and it gives me time to do other stuff. So I am looking at my pull list, but whether or not, because like I said, I've got a pretty good pull list at the moment with books that I like. That I don't think there's many books on my pull list that are kind of passengers now. I've kind of got rid of the books I wasn't enjoying as much. So anywho, enough of me flabbering on about the number of books. It is something I'm going to look at. But this week 19 books, so without further ado, let's get into this pile of books. Every single book off my pull list this week, nothing off the shelf, which I was quite pleased with. But then really when you have those higher weeks, I kind of find I pick up less off the shelf when I have those really big weeks. It's when I have the small weeks that I might look to the shelves and say, oh, what is there to try out? But anyway, first up we have Star Wars Kanan, issue number 8. This came out a few weeks ago, but my comic shop got it in this week. And the brilliant thing that I love about my comic shop, since I set up my standing order with them, is that if a book doesn't come in, it's always there once it comes in. So they're really great like that. So I've been enjoying this. It does seem a bit higgle-piggle because like the first arc you had, and it was called Kanan, the Last Padawan, and it was kind of set around Order 66 and how he becomes to be on his own and his real kind of origin story and what happened straight after all of that went down. And this is, we're going back now in the second arc, we're going back further to the Jedi Temple, the first time he met his Jedi Master, to him being a Padawan, of wanting to go, you know, be part of the Clone Wars. So it kind of feels like we've got this story backwards and that maybe we should have started from this point. But anywho, I enjoyed the last issue, so I'm looking forward to that. We then have kicking off Robin War. We have Robin War issue number 1. I love this kind of like a glossy cover, which I don't know how much that costs to kind of to produce, but I do really like it when they have these kind of covers. It makes it feel special. It's a $4.99 book, and there's a lot of names on the cover, so I don't know if we've got a lot of different stories in here, because that's pretty scary amount of names if it's just one story. But we'll see. I've been looking forward to this. I've been enjoying a lot of like the Bat Family books lately, so I am really looking forward to this. And I was the guy that back in October was like, oh no, I'm not reading it. Yeah, they got me, and they know they got me, so that's why they keep carrying on. We then have Midnighter issue number 7. Really been enjoying this book. I really like the art in this as well. It's got a very different kind of style, but one that I do really like. So yeah, some more great art, but yeah, really enjoying Midnight as a character, and yeah, looking forward to the end of that. We have Green Lantern 47, which sees our Green Lantern arrive on Earth, by the looks of it, back to Coast City, which that should be cool, seeing him catching up with people. We have Batman Beyond, issue number 7, kicks off the second arc. Really love that cover, and like last issue, he defeated Brother Eye. So now we've got a world without Brother Eye, and they can begin to rebuild it. So it's really going to be interesting where we're going to go with the book now. We then have Batman and Robin Eternal, issue number 9. We have got... I'm trying to see who writes this issue. Because the last 2 issues we had Gwendolyn Valentine, who I'd never heard of before. This issue we got Jackson Lanzing and... Colin Kelly are writing it, with Roge Antonio as the artist. Again, a creative team I've not heard of. This issue, I've enjoyed this series so far, and in some ways I enjoyed it more. I'm enjoying it more than with Batman Eternal. But it does feel like this series is less of a big deal for DC. They don't seem to be making as big a fuss of this, and it doesn't seem as big an event as the first one. And part of that as well is that the creative that they're putting on it does seem they're trying out a lot of new talent, and I don't feel that this is the appropriate book. That you're wanting people to invest in a book weekly, which is a big commitment, and it takes a lot of money out of what you'd buy your comics with. And I don't think it's the appropriate book to have, you know, for that reason, for the money reason of expense to people, but also it's kind of throwing these inexperienced creative teams out there, and it would be difficult for a experienced writer to write somebody's story and have to do what they have to do each week. So not really a fan. I think there's other books that would work better for a book to kind of experiment on. And I don't feel a weekly like this is that kind of book. But we're getting Bane, which Bane always seems to be an interest. It has always has potential. Bane does as an interesting villain, but I don't think he's ever been as interesting as he was in his first story. We then have Superman Action Comics, which I've been enjoying. I think this is the one with Raph. Yeah, the Raph. So that's good. Oh yeah, it had Frankenstein last issue, so I'm looking forward to getting me some Frankenstein in that, because I do like Frankenstein as a character. We have Black Science, issue number 18, God World Part 2 of 5. I've really enjoyed the last issue. I love this series. It's one of my favourite series. If I had to write like a top 10 comics and I could only have 10 comics a month, this would be one of the ones that would be first on that list. I really like last issue, getting more into who Grant McKay is, and it looks like this arc is going to be much more looking at Grant McKay's past, which is going to be good. We then have Plutona, which I think I can't remember if this is a 5 or 6 issue series. It might even be shorter, but I've enjoyed this so far. It's been a really good book, so I'm looking forward to getting some more. On the back they got this advert for Blackjack Ketchum, mistaken identity, a secret if gambler, and a mooch girl with a loaded Winchester. The supernatural can collide with the old Wild West, which I do like that idea of a series, the Wild West with kind of like the supernatural element to it. That's something I don't believe I've seen before, so that's something I might check out. I believe that come out this week as well, so I might go back and check that one out. What are you doing to me? I'm trying to get off comics and they do adverts that make me want to buy more. What's going on? We then have all new X-Men. I flicked through this and it's got Bagley on art, but it doesn't look like your usual Bagley. And I don't know how much of this, because it looks really good. It looks the best Bagley art I've seen in years, and I can't understand, is Bagley just upped his game for this book, or is it the inker? Is the inker on this book just really compliment? Andrew Hennessy is the inker. Has he, just the way that he's inked it, has made Bagley's work look really good again? because this is the best Bagley art I've seen in a while. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to give this book a good go. Looking forward to see this lineup. I figured out who all the characters are except for that young lady, so I'm looking forward to finding out who she is. We're talking about finding out who somebody is. We have Daredevil #1, and I'm looking forward to finding out who this other character on the cover is. But I'm looking forward to that. Charles Soule did such a great job with She-Hulk. Seeing him now taking charge of another lawyer should be really cool. We have Doctor Strange, issue #3, which I've been enjoying. I look forward to getting deep into story. Buccalo as an artist is somebody that I kind of blow hot and cold on, but I think his art really suits this character and has really worked well with this book. So that's been great. We then have Extraordinary X-Men, issue #3. Really been enjoying this, and this will be one of the first books I read because I'm liking this so far. I think it's been really good. Another book that's been really good is Invincible Iron Man, issue #4. We have Mary Jane introduced into this issue, so that should be interesting to see what kind of role she plays. I hope she's not going to be a romantic kind of character for Tony, because I like Tony and that doctor. I like what's going on with them and their relationship, so I'd rather see that kind of explored than him go on to somebody else. We then have Star Wars 13, which is part 3 of Vader Down, and one of the things I really like about this is that on that cover there you can see it says Vader Down part 3 of 6. I like that the covers have the number, so you know what order to read it. I mean, if like you're somebody maybe you're not getting the books and then you see the Vader Down first issue and you buy that, you know where to go, then it's easy to kind of solve which I like that. But yeah, this story's been really good so far, and there's been some great covers. This is another great Star Wars cover. We then have a whole load of Doctor Who. We have Doctor Who, the 9th Doctor, the final issue of the 9th Doctor series, so that will be coming to a conclusion. We then have the 12th Doctor, issue #14. So it's going to be interesting with Clara recently been taken out of the TV show. When are we going to kind of catch up and have her go out of the comic, or are they just going to carry on and these are going to kind of be unseen adventures? We then have Doctor Who, 10th Doctor, year 2, issue #3. If they couldn't make it the title any longer, yeah, so we got that, which I think starts a new story. I think the first 2 parts that finished, so we're kicking off a new story here. And then finally, closing it all down, X-Men of War, Commander Thrill, issue 0, which I've been intrigued by this character. I've been loving what they've been doing with X-Men of War, so I'm really intrigued to see what they're going to do with this story. So those are my books for this week. The battle plan, there should be either later today or tomorrow. I will be uploading my reviews for last week. I know they're late. I swapped some shifts at work. I did overtime one day, then I swapped a shift and it just totally changed the days, so I weren't able to do my review. Plus I wasn't able to finish my comics until today, so that's why it's late. But there will be a review video for last week. That will be, like I say, that will be up either later today or tomorrow. We'll see when it's ready to go. And then hopefully beginning of next week you'll have my review video for this week. So I hope you've all had a great new comic book day and you picked up some great books and you enjoy your books. I've been Jason. This has been Dude's Comic Haul. Bye for now.